Hey there, welcome back. We're heading into October, and this month is shaping up to be one of the biggest turning points Social Security has seen in years. If you're receiving Social Security benefits like retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, spousal, or SSI, or if you're on a lower fixed income, or even a VA beneficiary, these updates could impact you directly. Not only do we have your October payment dates to go over, but starting in October, the way benefits are delivered has changed for good. The paper check era is officially over, and millions of people are adjusting to direct deposit or prepaid debit cards. On top of that, new debates are heating up in Washington over the long-term future of Social Security, and the latest projections for your cost of living adjustment in 2026 are already making headlines. So yeah, October is shaping up to be a month you don't want to miss. Before we get into the details, let me ask you something. If you had to describe Social Security in one word, what would it be? Security, struggle, lifeline, stress? Drop your answer in the comments. If you find these updates helpful, make sure to subscribe so you never miss what's coming next. Now, let's start with the October 20 and 25 payment schedule, since that's the question on everyone's mind. If you're receiving SSI, your first October payment arrives on Wednesday, October 1st. And because November 1st falls on a Saturday this year, SSI recipients will also see a second payment on Friday, October 31st, which actually counts as November's check arriving early. Just to be clear, that October 31st deposit is not bonus money. It's simply November's check paid ahead of time, so you don't have to wait until after the weekend. For those of you who started receiving Social Security before May 1997, or if you're someone who gets both SSI and Social Security, your regular monthly check will be deposited on Friday, October 3rd. For everyone else, the dates follow your birthday. If your birthday falls between the 1st and the 10th, your payment comes on Wednesday, October 8th. If your birthday is from the 11th through the 20th, your check will show up on Wednesday, October 15th. And if your birthday is between the 21st and the 31st, your deposit arrives Wednesday, October 22nd. So this month, there are 6 different payout days: October 1st, October 3rd, October 8th, October 15th, October 22nd, and October 31st. Go ahead and mark your date on the calendar now. It really helps to avoid last-minute stress when you're waiting on bills to clear. Now, the big shift. As of September 30th, paper checks are gone. From October forward, every Social Security benefit is delivered through either direct deposit or the Direct Express debit card. The reasoning behind this change is simple. Electronic payments are safer, faster, and cheaper. Officials say the government saves millions of dollars a year by eliminating checks, and the risk of lost or stolen payments is far lower. But for some people, especially those in rural areas or who don't use online banking, this has been a stressful adjustment. The SSA has said exceptions are available for the most vulnerable, but the process hasn't been simple for everyone. If you or someone you know is still struggling with this, the SSA does have dedicated phone lines and in-person help at local offices. And speaking of struggles, the overpayment issue hasn't gone away. Earlier this year, President Trump's administration briefly allowed 100% of a monthly benefit to be withheld if the SSA said you were overpaid. After pushback, they lowered that to 50%. That's still a huge hit if you rely on these checks to cover rent, groceries, and healthcare. Remember, many of these overpayments aren't even caused by mistakes you made. They can come from SSA errors or record delays. If you receive a letter about an overpayment, don't ignore it. You have rights to appeal, request a waiver, or negotiate a payment plan. And if you could show hardship, you might be able to reduce how much they take from your check each month. The key is to act quickly because the clock starts ticking the moment that letter arrives. Now, let's talk about what's happening in the bigger picture. According to the 2025 Trustees Report, the Social Security trust funds are projected to run dry in 2034. At that point, incoming payroll taxes would only cover about 70% of scheduled benefits. That doesn't mean the program disappears, but it does mean an automatic cut of around 24% unless Congress steps in. The Trump administration says current benefits are safe, and instead of sharp cuts, they're focusing on efficiency, fraud prevention, and possibly lifting the income cap on taxable wages in the future. Still, critics argue those steps may not be enough to solve the long-term funding gap. In the meantime, there are some positives worth noting. The Social Security Fairness Act that passed earlier this year repealed the windfall elimination provision and government pension offset. That change has already boosted monthly checks for millions of retired teachers, police officers, and other public sector workers. Many have even received retroactive payments going back to 2024, with some families seeing their benefits rise by over $1,000 a month. For people who felt penalized for decades, this has been life-changing. On top of that, seniors can now take advantage of a new tax deduction for 2025 returns. Individuals 65 and older can deduct up to $6,000 or $12,000 for married couples. That means a lot of middle-income retirees will pay less in taxes on their benefits. It's not a complete elimination of benefit taxation, but it does put a little more money back in your pocket. And then there's the COLA, the cost of living adjustment. Early estimates for 2026 put it around 2.7%. That would mean about $54 more a month for the average retiree. Some analysts are even predicting 2.8%. Of course, we'll have to wait until the official numbers are announced soon. But either way, it's a modest bump that helps, though many argue it still doesn't fully reflect rising costs for healthcare and housing. Another change to keep in mind is the retirement age. The gradual increase we've been expecting is still moving forward. For people born in 1959, the full retirement age is now 66 years and 10 months. And starting in January 2026, it will reach 67 for everyone born in 1960 or later. That part is already built into the system and won't change. But here's where the debate is heating up. In September, Commissioner Frank Bignano caused a stir when he mentioned the idea of raising the retirement age further. After a lot of pushback, he clarified that the administration is not considering raising the age right now for current retirees or near retirees. Still, he also noted that future generations may have a different set of rules than today, and that leaves the door open for possible changes down the road. Critics argue this would hit blue-collar workers the hardest since many can't realistically delay retirement, while others say it may be necessary to keep the system financially stable. So what does this all mean for you in October? First, make sure you know your exact payment date, whether that's the 1st, the 3rd, the 8th, the 15th, the 22nd, or the 31st. Second, if you are still receiving paper checks, be aware that electronic payments are now the only option unless you qualify for a rare exemption. And third, stay informed about the larger debates happening in Washington because the decisions being made now will shape what Social Security looks like in the coming decade. Let me ask you another question because I love hearing your thoughts. Do you feel more secure about your benefits now or less? Go ahead and share in the comments. It helps not just me, but everyone in this community to see the range of experiences out there. And remember, if this update gave you clarity or a peace of mind, hit the like button so more people can find it and subscribe so you don't miss future updates. We're heading into a very important few months, and I'll be here walking through every change with you. Thanks so much for joining me today. Take care, stay informed, and I'll see you soon.